Welcome back to Mommas Who Lead. And today's episode is episode 3 in the Confidence series. And today we're going deeper because sometimes what feels like rejection is actually projection and protection. If you've ever found yourself thinking, what did I do wrong? After someone pulled away, maybe they criticized you or said no to something that you really wanted or you wanted to do or you wanted them to be involved in with you, and it kind of affected you. Well, today, this episode is going to give you the language, the power, and peace around what's really happening and how to move through it without losing yourself. So, let's talk about how to recognize rejection for what it is and what it isn't. So, rejection kind of sounds like no, no thanks. This isn't for me, but thank you. It's kind usually. Sometimes it's not. It can sting, but it's usually about a moment, a preference, a decision. Projection is going to look slightly different, okay? And it's going to sound something like, you're too much. Who does she think she is? Or you've changed. Or maybe they just ghost you when you thought they were a friend, or they've silently start saying things to you that you're starting to realize that true friends don't really say to the other, or someone who's actually in your corner cheering for you just wouldn't say. It's not rude, but it's just little slight things that you start to pick up. And I want to share with you, if this is happening to you or has happened to you, it's not about you. It's about that other person's insecurities, unhealed wounds, or fears that they're possibly projecting onto you. And if you're not careful, you're going to internalize that as truth. So I want you, as you're listening to this episode, I want you to start reframing your thoughts, because if you don't do this, you're going to start shrinking just to make these other people feel comfortable, and we don't want that to happen to you, because you were made for an amazing purpose here, and you have a powerful story to share with others, and it's not fair to you to allow others to dim your light when you have so much to offer. So when someone criticizes your confidence, your ambition, or your visibility, let's get them out of your life, right? And sometimes that's easier said than done, and a lot of the times when this happens, it's usually not that you've done anything wrong. It's that your light is triggering something in them that hasn't maybe healed. And so they have jealousy and they're projecting that onto you, and they want to dim your light, because if you're in the same place they are, you're not going to shine as bright, and maybe they will. But here's what I want you to hear today. People will project onto you what they haven't given themselves permission to become. That's right. What people will project onto you what they haven't given themselves permission to become. So that friend who stopped clapping for you, we've all had that probably happen to them. If you haven't, you're one of the lucky ones. But there is, that person who gave you backhanded advice because they wanted you to fail, or they didn't want you to succeed, or they didn't want you to get the credit for something. I want you to remind yourself, it's their mirror. It's not your truth. So how do you protect your confidence when you're being projected on? Now that's a hard one, right? It's so hard when people are doing this to you. And I've had this happen, unfortunately, a few times. But, when you start becoming visible, the people are going to come out. When you start growing out of circles that kept you small, this is going to happen. So I'm going to share a couple of things that you can do. And number one, I want you to ask yourself, is this about me or is this about them? Like when someone pulls back, someone gets quiet, someone throws shade, and you're just like, what the heck is happening? Why is this happening? I want you to just pause. Don't spiral by any means. It's so easy to go down that spiral. And don't And don't gossip either. It's good to have a confidant and a friend to confide in, but what's that word? Loose lips sink ships. So I want you to think about this. I want you to pause when this is happening. I want you to ask yourself, I'm all about accountability too. I want you to ask yourself, did I cross a line? Or did I just trigger something they haven't faced? And most of the time, it's not about you at all. It's them. And you have triggered something. But again, it's not about you. It is them. It's their issue that they need to resolve with themselves. And it's just a projection of their insecurities onto you. And number two step, I want you to get rooted in who God says you are, your identity. It has to be anchored in something stronger than someone else's opinion, and it should be. Because if you don't know who you are, you're going to let other people decide for you. And spoiler alert, most people can't handle the real you. They can't, because you are this amazing person that God created with a huge message and impact to make on the world. And there's people out there that want to dim that and keep you small. But when you start realizing this and start pausing and thinking and processing this, and instead of reacting, I want you to respond with clarity. So, step 3, respond with clarity, not contortion. Don't twist yourself up trying to win over someone who's committed to misunderstanding you. I want you to speak your truth, but do it with respect and love. Set boundaries. That's a big one. Set your boundaries and keep walking. Keep going forward on your mission, because this noise is going to stop. Like, this is going, and they're going to stay stuck where they are, and you're going to keep moving forward and going in the direction that you were called to be. And a reminder, we're not for everyone, and you're not meant to work with everyone, okay? You weren't meant to just to be. You were, how do I say this? Some people will only feel safe around you if you're like the watered down version of you. But you weren't called to blend in. None of us are. You were called to lead. And when you start growing, you'll trigger those who aren't ready. When you become visible, you will attract love and resistance. So let that be a sign that you're where you're supposed to be and that you're growing and becoming more visible. And it's, show that is where you're going, right? It's not a setback. Okay. So keep moving forward, that you're in the right direction when that starts happening. So what's the saying? Like, you've known you've made it if you have haters. It's so true. It is so true. And I know it sucks. And as a leader, if you're walking through this now, a friend pulled away, a mentor ghosted you, or someone misunderstood your mission, take a breath, feel that sting, and say to yourself, this is not about my worth. This is not mine to carry. I'm still called. I'm still equipped. I will still lead. And just remind yourself that, write down affirmations, read Proverbs, read Psalms. You were meant for greatness, and don't let others dim your light. So next week, we'll be talking about self-sabotage, how even confident women subtly play small. And believe me, I've been there. A lot has to do with rejection and projection. And I've navigated this, and I'm sharing some tips and things that have worked for me. And so if this episode has helped you today, if it gave you clarity or peace, and you're ready to grow your confidence, launch your purpose-driven business, and lead with faith and fire, I want you to go ahead and click the link in the show notes to apply to work with me. And we're not shrinking here. We're not playing small. We're not making people's projections our truth. We are rising together. So keep leading, keep growing, and keep believing in what is possible. Until next time.